Hello everyone, my name is Brian and welcome to Hunter Hazard. I'm very excited to bring you Izanami this time. So everyone that doesn't know, Hunter Hazard is one of the series where, in this case, I'll go over the hunters, take a look at their abilities, how I like to build them, how I like to play them all together. So this time I'm very excited to bring Izanami because I've been liking her a lot lately. I've been playing her a ton and she is a lot of fun. But she is a different style of hunter than the most others. So, let's just start off with her passive, take a look at that one. So, as Izanami is getting closer to her death, she will become stronger. That's an interesting one. She will get penetration, physical penetration for every 15% of her missing health. She will get 4% physical penetration for 15% of your missing health. So when you're missing 90% of your health, you'll have a total of 20% additional penetration. So that can be extremely useful for her. Another passive thing she has is the way that her basic attacks work. So she has a very interesting basic. She has a boomerang. A boomerang that will hit 2 times. It will hit on the way out, which deals 75% of a normal basic attack, and on the way in it will deal the leftover 15%. So overall, if you hit the way out and the way in, you will have the same amount of damage as a regular hunter. So you might wonder, why is that an effective thing for her? Well, it passes through all gods and minions. So you can effectively fight an enemy god in an entire minion wave. They can't really be, well, your basic attacks can't be body blocked by it when you just have your boomerangs out. So that's an interesting thing, but if you're fighting one-on-one against a hunter, you actually don't have the edge, because if you don't hit every return hit as well, you'll actually do less damage. So that's an interesting thing. It makes her unique. It gives her a very good wave clear because you will hit the damage on every single minion that you pass through. So that makes for a huge wave clear. Early on it's not the best, but late game it is insane. You can just, if you have a fire creep wave, you can just basically kill it in 4 basic attacks, the entire wave, which is awesome. Anyway, let's take a look at her first ability. Her first ability is her steroid. So she has an interesting steroid. Her steroid lasts for 6 seconds. Her basic attacks will turn into regular auto attacks when you activate this one. So they are no longer boomerangs. They can't pass through minions. So they can be useful against 1v1s, well, in 1v1 situations. Wow, nice first blood. I'll get to that in a bit, what I did there, but when I get to the ultimate. But it is a steroid, provides you 55% attack speed on rank 1, which is insane, by the way. I mean, for a rank 1, looks like she has run away, the Kali, so we'll just head back. But 55% attack speed on a rank 1 steroid is a lot. You'll also deal bonus damage with your steroid activated, which is 5 bonus damage up to 25 bonus damage, depending on the rank of your ability. So if you rank it up, you'll win 20% attack speed in total and 20 damage on each of your basics, which is not bad. The cooldown is 10 seconds, it's pretty decent, and you can cancel it prematurely to make sure that you can just hit through minions instead of someone body blocking the shot you want to fire. So you can right click to make sure that the ability ends, and that will allow you to fire your normal boomerangs again. So that can be useful, for instance, if someone tries to flee in a minion wave they have, you can cancel it and still hit them through the minion wave. The second ability is our most interesting one. It is an ability that gets benefits when it is applied as someone dies, as the target gets killed. So you will send out a ghost. It is longer range than the normal line attack. It is quite slow in its movement. If you hit someone with it, they will be slowed. The slow is well, 2 seconds up to a duration of 3 seconds at maximum rank, and it is an 18% slow. And if you're able to kill someone that is afflicted by this slow, then you will have 6% more slow on your ability. Up to 2 times, so if you get 2 kills with that 2 on someone applied, and they die, it can be by your teammate or by yourself, doesn't matter. As long as they are slowed by your 2, you will get that passive stack, and that will give you a higher slow. And as you can see, I can use it to safely steal that red buff from a long distance, because it has a longer distance than the most common line abilities. It's a good wave clear, it's the ability you'll level up first. It is a good slow as well, especially if you get some kills with it. Not just yet, but usually you'll get it in a game. I mean, you don't even need to get a kill for it yourself, just a teammate. So that's an interesting one. The cooldown will also go down if you level it up, so that makes for a very, very good ability. Cooldown will be 12 seconds at maximum rank, and you will start off with a 16-second cooldown. Very good ability, really love it. The fact that you can get an extra advantage when you get kills with it, or when someone else gets kills with it, is just very great. The third ability is her escape. It's not the most reliable escape, that's something I want to point out, but it is an interesting one. So, this is what makes Izanami very odd compared to the other hunters, because she can actually go into stealth. So, after a little charge up time, she will go to the location she aimed for, and that will get her out of the situation, because she will be stealth. This stealth will be broken if she gets damaged. Let's see, let's hold that thought as we are fighting this Kali. My team is around, so she can't really contest me too much. Her damage is not enough yet to fight me that well. I do have the Ikaval to help me out with that though. But back to the third ability. So she will use it to, well, teleport, as to speak, to a location. That can be over a wall, that can be just in front of you. But it will make you stealth. As you get damaged, the stealth is removed. And, oh, that's a lot of damage. I don't want to die. I died. So, it will make you stealth. The duration on the stealth is 4 seconds at first rank, and it goes up to 6 seconds at maximum rank. The cooldown will also be reduced. It's 20 seconds at first rank, up to a cooldown of 16 seconds at maximum rank of your 3. So you might want to level that one up if you feel like the steroid 55% is enough for you, and you don't need that extra damage on all your basics when you want to activate it. Then you might want to take some levels into your 3 to have that increased stealth duration, as well as that, well, decreased cooldown. Wow, that's a lot of damage on that Janus, instantly erasing the Agni as he falls through the portal. But why did I say it's unreliable? Well, it has a long charge up time. It will take you a time to channel it before you're able to get out. And in that time you can be knocked up, you can be stunned, they can do everything against you that they want. It is just very difficult for you to deal with it, and you will stand in your position for a bit as you're charging. So it's very easy to confirm, like for instance the hammer from Fafnir. There are just a lot of things that can interrupt it if you're in time. So it makes for a very unreliable escape. Let's continue with her final ability and her most powerful ability, and that's her ultimate. It's called Dark Portal. You will summon a, well, circle on the ground. After a couple of seconds, I think it's it feels like 1 second or something. There's no specific time on it, but after a brief charge up, it will detonate. This detonate will deal a lot of damage. The first rank will hit 250 with 130% scaling, and the max rank will deal 650 with, again, the 130% physical scaling. So that's a lot. The silence will also increase in duration as you level your ultimate up. It will be 1.5 seconds of silence at rank 1, up to a maximum of 2.5 seconds silence at maximum rank. So it's a very interesting one. The circle radius is not that large, but it is extremely powerful. As you can see, I use it on the Kali, hitting for 400 on her, making sure that she is silenced as well for the duration. But unfortunately enough, she is able to grab that target and get that one going. I still don't have any passive stacks on my 2 yet. Still not, because I didn't use my 2 as I got the kill or as I got the assist. So that's still down. As you can see above my portrait, there you can see that little fan. The red indicates in what portion of health you are, so the amount of additional penetration you get from your passive. And underneath it you see 5 circles. 3 circles will be filled up as you're getting 1 stack on your 2. And if your 2 has its entire slow, so the 2 kills or 2 assists with your 2 on it, then you will have the 5 orbs or 5 balls underneath it filled up. So that's something that shows you if you have any additional stacks on your 2. So that kind of covers all of her abilities, and it makes for a very interesting kit because she has a lot of unique features which I really like a lot. The fact that she has a boomerang that you can use through an entire minion wave or hit multiple gods with makes for a very interesting part. It has some downsides to it, of course. It will deal less damage overall because you're not guaranteed to connect all the hits. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. Sanctuary to try and avoid as much damage as I can. The pulse lasted a little bit too long. Wasn't able to juke out the fray, unfortunately, but I guess that's completely fine. Bit of an unfortunate situation, but if they're able to defend, then it won't be the worst thing. Okay, so she is quite interesting in that regard. Her basic attacks are very unique. The fact that she has an ability that gets a better slow as you get kills or assists with it is also unique, and she is the only hunter in the game that can actually go stealth, unless of course you count the Nuwa fog. If a hunter walks into that, they are also stealth, but this is her own stealth. She can do it on her own, and it makes for very interesting plays because you can really surprise someone with a lot of burst. I mean, if you hit someone with the 2 ult combo, they are silenced and they have an insane amount of damage taken, and then you can just pop your 1 for that insane burst damage, kill them very quickly. And if they try to run into a minion wave, you just cancel your 1, continue to basic attack because you just can hit through them. There's one interesting feature or downside to it, of course. On-hits effect won't apply, well, only on the first target hit. So for instance, if I use chins on multiple gods, only the first one will be afflicted by it. Only one of them will get the chins proc on them. Same for Executioner, same for Crit. Crit unfortunately is not the greatest on her either, because she can also crit on the way back, which is only 25% of your normal basic attack damage. So she has an interesting kit in that regard. I feel like chins work very well on her. That's something I always go for, and believe it or not, I like to get the Wind Demon on her a lot as well. So enough about her abilities, her kit and etc. I feel like it comes together very well. I like the way she plays, but you definitely need to pay good attention to the opponents that have CCs to make sure that you're able to use your 3 in time, or make sure that you have your purification beads at the ready to make sure that you will avoid those CCs. So, her build. I like to get power boots. I like power boots and hunters a lot. I'm a huge fan of it, so I will always pick those up. That's something I just like an awful lot. I will also always go into an Ikeval. It will give you a lot of attack speed, very cheap, a little bit of pan, and it will allow you to bully physicals quite well. After that I'll go for an Asi. Even though her lifesteal is reduced, that's something I forgot to mention, her boomerang will only get 33% lifesteal, the same for mages with their abilities, because of course you can hit an entire wave. So she will get reduced lifesteal benefit from hitting minions, unless of course she activates her 1. So even though it's less effective, I still feel like it's very good, because if you have that Asi passive, which you get at a certain percentage of your HP, you will get that additional lifesteal. If you pop your 1 and you have your passive for that additional pen, you'll be able to make very good use out of the Asi, and I feel like that's a very strong combo to go for. After that I'll always go for chins. Chins allow you to deal a lot of damage to well, squishies, targets that got additional health, and just tanky targets as well. So I feel like overall that's a very good item for her to pick up. After that I'll go for Well, it kind of depends on what the game demands. This game I'm going for a Hastened Fatalis. That's not something I usually get. I like to get penetration first most of the time. But since the opponents aren't that tanky except for the enemy Fafnir, I don't feel the need to really go for that. And since we are dealing with a Kali as well as with a Freya that has Hastened, I feel like Hastened in this situation is just way better. And as you can see, I'm really doing a lot of damage, even on the Fafnir, who is... Ooh, nice cripple shot. And that's something I mentioned. I tried to go for my 3. Has a charge up. You will stand still. I got shot by the Rama, who used that cripple shot on his initial shot. Crippled me, so I wasn't able to get out. And that's what I meant with unreliable escape. If they had another CC, they would be able to lock me down very, very easily. And that makes for a very risky god in that regard. Her escape is definitely not reliable. Not as... like for instance Ho Yi's or maybe even a dash. It is just not a very reliable one. It is an interesting one. I finalized my build with Poison Star. I feel like in this situation it is very good. I will still be able to crit a decent amount. As you can see, critting on average like the 15% I have. And it's not bad, but it's more importantly the reason why I take it, why I feel like it's effective. As you can see, a lot of damage on the enemy Freya. She definitely wanted to fight. I was able to kite the Kali for a long time. Come on. Ultimate will connect. 613. That's what I mean. A lot of damage on that one. And I don't even have that much of power. But I will be able to completely destroy him. And as you can see, my passive is actually 1 stack on my, well, second ability. The slow will be increased by 6%. So I'm now at 24% slow on my 2. The indication is the 3 balls above my portrait. Come on, can we kill her? Nice portal. Actually, the portal was enough damage, so my damage wasn't necessary to follow that one up. Cripple shot by the Rama, so I'm not going to be able to do something about that. But as you can see, a lot of damage. But back to the Poison Star. I took it mainly for the damage reduction. The slow is decent as well, but not the main reason. I wanted to get the damage reduction online because they have an Agni that deals a lot of damage, Kali that deals an insane amount of damage, Rama as well as the Freya. They're all kind of focused on dealing a lot of damage, and if I'm fighting them I can reduce that damage effectively while still have a lot of damage on my own because of the build I went for. Late game Ikeval isn't that great anymore, so I usually sell it for a Executioner or something else depending on what the game is. I can also go for more crit, that's also very effective. Nice jump away by the Kali. It looks like Tyr is trying to chase that one down, but a nice stun will deter him, and that won't be a success. But we did force out a sprint, so it might be a win. 2 ultimates for the sprint, give or take with it, not sure, but that sprint is something we won't have to deal with for a good amount of time. And the ultimates that were used are difficult to use most of the time anyway. I mean, Tyr usually uses it as an engagement or disengagement. And the Wheelish needs to get a knockup to make use of her ultimate. So on her own it's quite difficult, and the only one with a knockup on my team is the Tyr. Come on. Ultimate. Yeah, it will be enough. Ultimate over the wall will secure the Kali. She couldn't walk in a straight line to avoid that one. Nice portal. Make sure that I secure that one before I turn my attention to the Agni. He used all of his abilities, so I'm just able to use my in-hands to finish him off. Get a triple kill, instantly erasing them. You can see a lot of damage. Immediately using my purification beads, I know she will go for that stun as she leaps to me, and I know that I will be interrupted with my 3 if I went for that one. So I used purification beads and then went into my 3 immediately to disengage from Kali, because you don't want to fight a late game Kali. Even though I am quite fat and fully built, she will still destroy me because Kali is just that powerful. It is a decent fight if we fight probably, but she will definitely win. So I'm not going to take any risk with that. But still, going very well. A lot of damage. 9, 2, and 11. So I'm definitely able to keep myself safe for a good amount. Nice disarm by the Fafnir. Let's avoid his ultimate sprint pop by my team. Nice portal will deter some follow-up from the Fafnir. And we are able to pick up the Freya. Come on, can we pick up Fafnir as well? Yes, he did use his leap to try and stun. Not a good choice. You don't have any escape for a very long time. Nice ultimate by the Wheelish will secure 1 kill. Come on. Nice Sanctuary by the Agni will avoid my ultimate, but will not avoid his death. And that will be the last and final kill we needed to make this a victory. So definitely a good game for us. And definitely a good showing of what Izanami is capable of. Because she can be very, very powerful. Also, a couple of her weaknesses, of course. Her 3 being interruptible, very easy. But as you can see, a lot of damage. 35k damage, top on the chart on my team. Able to ditch out the damage very effectively with the amount of attack speed I got. As well as the fact that I can just attack multiple at the same time. Have a very powerful 2 ultimate combo. 2 will slow, ultimate will do a lot of damage and silence the enemies. And that will allow you to follow up with just regular basic attacks, so the boomerang, or with your 1 activated for more burst. So all in all, a very, very good guard. I really like her a lot. Competitively, probably not picked up too much because of course her escape isn't as reliable like I mentioned. And there the CCs are just way more effective. If you're not able to avoid them quick enough, then you will die. And with Izanami, that's definitely a issue. Hope you guys learned something about Izanami. Hope you guys give her a go because she is a lot of fun. Definitely when you get the hang of her. She is a little. You need some time to get used to her, but I feel like she is very, very powerful. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something. If you have any requests, please let me know down in the comments. Thanks again so much for watching. And as always, good luck, have fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one.